Okay, I just ripped this piece 11 3/8. It's a little strong of the width I need, but it's ripped nice and straight. Now I'm going to show you on a smaller scale how I ensure that I get two, I won't say perfectly parallel because I don't think that there is such a thing, but I will say a very, very parallel edges. On a smaller scale, I'll show you what I do. But these, I'm going to get three pieces out of this. One is going to be an end cap, and then two are going to be the pieces that I attach the legs to my table, shuffleboard table too. So let me cut these. I'm going to rough cut them to a length, and then I'll show you on a smaller scale how I ensure my parallel edges. Easy for me to say. All right. Hang on. All right, here's how I'm going to take care of my little taper issue. I've got a couple of blocks set up underneath there that look like this. And it worked out just perfect because they're just slightly below the surface. So I've got my shelf butted up against that edge. I'm going to run my newly sharpened pencil along the other edge to get my cut line. There we go. So I've probably got a 1/16 on this edge to almost nothing on that end. So I'll probably have to just hand plane that. So let me do that. I'll get that done and we'll see how she fits. Okay, that only took me a couple of minutes. Still, I'm going to cross cut these and check them to make sure they are 90 degrees. So let me make this cut and check here. I did was I set my stop here, then I brought another stop up because I wanted to be repeatable. And I think that's going to be good. I'm going to cut it and check it against my real world measurement, I guess. See where I'm at. Okay, it was right on the money, so I made my second one. The beauty of this is that those two pieces also have to be cut to this length. But I'm going to square the end. No, I've got some square edge on those. I'll probably square them up a little bit. So let me get this one over there. Okay, I've got about an inch to play with here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I use the same inch to square both pieces, even though they are parallel. The beauty of this setup here is I can take this out, move it out of the way, bring this other stop in here, set it about right there. There, cut this off, and do the same with that one. Mark my corner. I'm going to put an X here on the bottom. Make my cut. I'll cut that one and then flip them both and cut them to length. Anyway, those edges are clean. This one's not so clean, but these are. It's woodpecker square. So I'm gonna take these over to my project. Between the reinforcing cross ribs I have there, both of them I got just a slight taper. So I've got to figure that out and cut these snug to fit, figure out the taper here, and then probably just do a little hand planing, or I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'll get them to fit. All right, here's how I'm going to take care of my little taper issue. I've got a couple of blocks set up underneath there that look like this, and it worked out just perfect because they're just slightly below the surface. So I've got my shelf butted up against that edge. I'm going to run my newly sharpened pencil along the other edge to get my cut line. There we go. So I've probably got a 1/16 on this edge to almost nothing on that end. So I'll probably have to just hand plane that. So let me do that. I'll get that done and we'll see how she fits. I think I've spent about 10 minutes on this board. You're probably asking yourself, why do you spend so much time on a piece that's not even going to be seen? But it's a good time for me, anyway, to practice some of these other skills that I'm not the greatest at. And what I've got here is I see, I mean, this edge is straight. I'm not touching that edge. I've got a pretty even gap here. But what I'm thinking I've got is, after hand planing it, I'm not square anymore here. I can see I'm a little bit out. So I need to take this bottom edge, this edge, and just work on that side for a little bit, not much. Got just ever so slightly a bit to take off of this end right here. That won't take me long at all. And this will be good, and then we'll get to work on the other one. I'm close here. This is flush. This is just a little off. This is flush in this corner. So I'm just making marks with my pencil where I need to hand plane here. where I need to start. I need to start right about right here. Middle 4 inches, and then work my way back that way. Got her. Now, I'll make a mark on these here. So this is bottom, A, B, B. All right, do the work on the other one. While I was doing this, I was just thinking, this is the way I was brought up. My dad, if we were doing this project together, he'd probably say, son, nobody's going to see it. It'll be fine. It's okay. So I appreciate that on some things, but on this piece here, I'm going to make it work. And like I said, I'm working on some of my other skills while I'm at it. One down, one to go.